Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I've been so busy and I'm finally going to let you guys know my favorite things in 2017 and my most disappointing products. Before we get into this review of products, if you guys want to subscribe down below, that means so much to me. And while you're down there, give this video a thumbs up. So if you watch me regularly, you know that I'm filming in a different location today. The spot where I normally film, there's sun coming in through the blinds. I don't have a curtain and I have nothing to put up to cover that sunlight coming in, so it looks really bad. So we moved over to this side of the room where I do my makeup on a daily basis. So guys, I have a ton of favorite products and a ton of products that were really disappointing. I'm obviously not going to go into every single one or this video would be way too long. However, there are definitely some fabulous products from this past year that I have to touch on, and I really need to vent about some products I was looking forward to that were huge letdowns. Anyways, I also want to throw in here any favorite product that I mentioned. There will be a link down below, so if you guys are interested in that product, it'll take you straight to that website to purchase if you would like to. So for those of you that are interested in just hearing my favorites, I'll start with that, and then my other followers, if you want to listen to me vent a little bit about some products that I hated, stay around for that afterwards, but let's touch on these favorite products. Okay, so I lied. I just looked at all my makeup that I love, and I have to mention every single one. I'll only talk for a few seconds for the few of them that I really like, but the ones that I absolutely love, I'll spend a little more time elaborating on why these products are so great. So starting from the top, I don't actually have any primer that I absolutely love this year. So we're gonna go into foundation, and it's actually a drugstore foundation, believe it or not. And this is the Maybelline Dream Liquid Mousse Foundation. So this is halfway gone, and what I love about this is the airbrush finish that it advertised on the bottle, and it doesn't feel heavy at all, and this stuff lasts through an entire 8-hour work shift. So it's a really great foundation that's not too expensive that I can wear every day to work, that I know is not going to get oily and greasy, and probably for the first maybe 4 hours it really does keep that airbrush effect look. And also it's just so great because I am at work for 8 hours, it doesn't feel cakey by the end of the day. So I love this product, I will continue to buy it. Next are some contour shades. The Catrice Cosmetics Prime and Fine Professional Contouring Palette. It looks a little messy, but you can tell I've been really working on this. So those of you that are pretty pale like me, that you don't want your contour to look too orangey, this is the perfect ashy brown. It's probably my favorite contour shade around. I do feel like Catrice Cosmetics is a very underrated brand. I love their stuff. And something else I've been loving for contour is the Milk Chocolate Soleil by Too Faced. I actually got this as a sample with an Ulta purchase. And again, this is a great shade, not as ashy, I would say, as the Catrice, but it goes on flawlessly on the skin. That's what I love about this one. In 2017, I was really into brightening my under eye area with a banana powder. I was using white for a while, but for some reason I was really loving the way that the yellow looked on me. So my favorite yellow shade for the under eye is the Ofra Banana Powder. What I love about this shade is I feel like a lot of the under eye powders, whether it's white or yellow, once they're on the skin, they almost look identical. I at least found that to be true with the NYX Cosmetics powders. But this definitely has a little bit of a yellow hue to it, and again, it goes very flawlessly on the skin and sets any under eye concealer as well, so I definitely love this. If you're looking for a yellow powder, I definitely recommend it. Next, we're talking about blushes. So I have a drugstore and a high-end I want to show you guys. The first one is Wet n Wild's Ombre Blush. This is my favorite blush to wear during spring. It just barely gives a little bit of a purple hue, but it's mostly pink, and it just looks so just cheerful and springy, and I absolutely love it. I got it half off at Target. That's one brand I want to try in 2018 is Wet n Wild, because I feel they're definitely inexpensive, but I feel they're not lacking the quality though that most drugstore products can sometimes lack. So yeah, definitely want to try them out. And my second favorite blush is a high-end that is probably the top-selling blush in the US. It is the NARS Orgasm Blush. And yes, I'm not a fan of that name, but regardless, this is an awesome blush. It has a little bit of a gold shimmer to it, and I feel it looks great on all skin types. And if I'm in a rush, I can throw this on and know it's going to look awesome. So on to eyeshadows. Believe it or not, 2017 was the first year I tried the ColourPop Super Shock Shadows. And I just grabbed 2 to show you guys. I do have a few of them. And honestly, the first time I dipped my fingers in this formula, it felt it didn't even feel like powder. It felt like cream. It was so soft and it just glides on the lid. Probably my most favorite formula for all eyeshadows. I just love it. And the two shades I'm holding, this is Girly and this is Eye Candy. Again, they will be linked down below. So I feel like the best category in 2017 was eyeshadows. I have so many palettes that impressed me this year. The first one is the Peanut Butter and Jelly by Too Faced. I got this for my birthday from Brittany, and I feel like I haven't played around with this enough, but all the times I have, I just feel like my looks are very creative. They didn't look messy, they blended perfectly, and I just feel like there's a lot of fun options with this palette. My next palette is a Tarte palette. It is the Dream Big palette. I did talk about this a little bit over the summer. I forget if I did a tutorial with this look. I think I may have. If I did, I will link it in the description box and check out my past videos. I feel like with this palette you can come up with some really romantic, pretty looks. And again, like they just look very blended. The looks I've come up with this palette, it looks like I actually took a while to come up with a look. Like it looks really nice, but like it doesn't take long at all. I just feel like the shades are so easy to work with. I actually packed this palette on vacation this year to the beach, and this is the only one I took, and I loved my looks every single night I was out. Next is the Naturally Pretty It palette. It's my recent top 10 palette video. This is actually my number one. I'm not sure if it would still take number one in all of my palettes, but it definitely gets used a lot. It's kind of like that everyday eyeshadow palette. Its sister palette is a Naturally Pretty Romantics palette. This palette was nice as well, but I definitely love this one a lot more. So if you're looking into the It palettes, I would definitely go with the number one Naturally Pretty and skip the Romantics if you just want to pick out one. Okay, and kind of the last two palettes are my favorites from 2017. The first one, obviously, you guys knew it was coming, the Jaclyn Hill palette, and yes, it is getting pretty dirty looking. You guys have seen this on my channel before, but I will show you it again because it's so beautiful. This one is probably my favorite one to use for a natural makeup look, even though there are a bunch of pops of color. Jaclyn Hill came out with a natural eyeshadow look, like her everyday look with this palette. I recreated it, and it is by far like my favorite natural look I've ever created, so I just love grabbing this for when I have more time to make a natural look. And lastly, I saved this one for last because I just got it, so I kind of did them in chronological order. This is the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette, obviously. And it is probably, no, it is my favorite Too Faced palette that I own. Sometimes I question the hype of all these different palettes and do I really need this? Because I had the Chocolate Bonbons palette and like, yeah, it's a really nice palette, but I don't know. I just feel like I accumulate too many palettes. I wasn't sure that this peach palette would truly be worth it. But let me tell you, I am very glad that I got it. I love the looks I've created with it. You can come up with natural looks, some pink hues, some purple. It's definitely a fun girly palette, and it's by far my favorite smelling palette as well. So good. Also guys, an eyeshadow base I use is this Jumbo Eye Pencil by NYX in Milk. My dog freaking broke this. She just chewed it the other night. So this, if you want your eyeshadows to pop, I highly recommend buying this. It's very inexpensive and it can do so much for your eyeshadow looks. So definitely click the link on this one and purchase this. It will definitely be worth it. Okay, so lip products, I'm gonna fly through these. I have 6 lip products. I've only bought one MAC lipstick, and it is the Mariah Carey lipstick. It's called Bit of Bubbly. And unfortunately, the Mariah Carey collection is no longer available, but I recommend you guys looking into MAC lipsticks because as for this one, the formula is great and their nude shades are bomb. So, and also look at the pretty details of that butterfly. This is the only Tarte lip product you will see me recommend. I am not a huge fan of the Tarte lip products. However, the Sculptor, I think it's called, yeah, the Lip Sculptor, I do really love because you have the lipstick on top to kind of sculpt out the lips and really put that color on, and then you gloss over it with the lip gloss on the end, and it's just like a really pretty combination. I love it. Oh, and this shade is called Voltage. It's a very like neutral pinky shade that's like great for every day. Next is a NARS lip crayon. These are actually called the Velvet Matte Lip Pencils, and this shade of course is called Sex Machine. I swear NARS like has like the most craziest names. And here's this shade. Probably my favorite type of lip products are like lip pencils and crayons because I feel like matte can be too drying, but at the same time if I have like a very creamy formula, I feel like I usually have it on my teeth within a few minutes. So I feel like crayons and pencils are like right in between, and this velvet formula is amazing. I love their velvet lip crayons. Next product, guys. If you guys watch a bunch of videos on YouTube and follow social media and beauty, you will know that the Kat Von D Lolita Lip Cream is a highly recommended product by the beauty YouTubers and the just beauty family in general. It is a little bit of a darker shade, but I feel like it's a darker shade that you can wear with like anything. It doesn't feel like it's too much. I don't know what it is about this shade, but I don't know, like it adds drama, but it doesn't make you like stand out and look like an idiot, if that makes sense. Let me swatch it so you guys can see that. The Vice lipsticks by Urban Decay are becoming one of my favorites as well. This is probably the lipstick that I've used the most. This is a great winter and fall shade. And I have that swatched as well for you, almost kind of a little bit of a plum color in that. And lastly in the favorites category is a lip scrub by Clinique. These are called the Sugar Pods, and this is in Sweet Rose. I'm definitely a sucker for cute packaging, and this definitely reminds me of a, what are those desserts called? Macaroon. Yes, a macaroon. So you have the top that is the gloss, and you have the bottom that is the lip scrub. So after I scrub my lips, I apply some gloss and I will go to bed with that formula on my lips, and I wake up and they're always very moisturized and soft. Okay guys, round two. So we are gonna have to go through these products that sucked in 2017, that were huge letdowns, waste of money. So let's start off with moisturizer. Okay, so I got this from the semi-annual sale from Ulta in September, and it is the Philosophy Renewed Hope in a Jar. Okay, so I do feel bad saying these products sucked because they suck for me, they may not suck for you. Because we all have different skin types, different preferences. The reason that I hated this product was because it made me break out so bad. Like I thought, you know what, maybe I'm just breaking out because of stress, maybe it's hormones, but I'm telling you, whenever I switch my moisturizer, I've noticed a huge difference. This stuff is just way too heavy. And the thing is too, it's not that like my skin was just a little bit dry. It was very dry, so I thought that a heavy moisturizer would be okay. But this stuff really did clog my pores. If you're not prone to acne, you might love this, but if you do break out a lot, this is not for you. My next product is this Maybelline Prime Master by Face Studio Primer Base. It is a green tint that controls like redness. And I got this thinking like, you know what, like I don't have to put like a color corrector and a primer on my face. If I can use one product, that's less going on my face, so this is going to be great. Unfortunately, this did not meet my expectations at all. This went on like a normal primer. It did not take away any redness on my face. I was very disappointed in it, so don't buy it. Next is the Fit Me Foundation by Maybelline. Surprisingly, this did not work for me. It made me break out. The reason I say that's surprising is because I'm pretty sure this has a very high star rating and a lot of people like this. So my skin's very sensitive and like really stupid. I break out, I'm dry, I have combination skin, and it makes it really hard trying to find products that work for me. So this does not, but let me know if you've had more luck with this product. Next, I got this from the semi-annual. At least most of these products I don't like. I only paid half off for at the semi-annual from Ulta. But this is the Baked Balance and Brighten Laura Geller Color Correcting Foundation. So this I just kind of want to use to brush over my face after I've applied my foundation to kind of mattify it. And I freaking got the shade Light. And it was made in Italy. So yeah, very disappointing when this came out extremely dark and made me look like I had a fake tan. I don't know if you guys can see that foundation up there, but it definitely would not work for someone with very light skin. It definitely went on very fake tan-esque. I feel like in general I haven't been having luck with baked products. I feel like that's just a gimmick and I'm so over it. Next is Maybelline. I feel bad. I'm like trashing Maybelline in this video. It is the Master Contour Set Kit, whatever. The blush I actually did like in this, but it wasn't worth keeping on my makeup stand the bulk of this product just for the blush because I already have so many blushes. But it's mostly the contour and highlight that disappointed me. This is the first palette I bought when I started doing contour and highlighting because I didn't want to spend a ton of money if I wasn't like sure how contour would look on me. And this definitely like made me feel like I never wanted to contour again because it looked awful. So I think I'm just going to give this to like a friend or something. Maybe they'll have more luck with it. Okay, the Lorac Behind the Scenes Eye Primer. This I found to be very like watered down in a way. Like it didn't go on my lid very thick as a nice primer for my eyeshadow. Like it just, I don't know, I was very disappointed with it. I've actually been using concealer as my eyeshadow primer lately. Next is Fiona Styles mascara. This I got because they were discontinuing Fiona Styles on Ulta, and I decided to try out some mascara because this is a high-end product. This is like the most dry mascara I've ever used. Like, it looks horrible. I hate it. So I'm gonna kill two birds with one stone. The Clorox and the Bella Pierre eyeliner, they also went on very dry. It felt like I was like taking a crayon and trying to apply eyeliner with it. Did not like those. Okay, so eyeshadow palettes. I have these two drugstore palettes, the CoverGirl True Naked Nudes and the Rock Nudes by Maybelline. Honestly, I hate to say this, but after using high-end products like Anastasia Beverly Hills, Too Faced, NARS, I just feel like the formula of these palettes, they go on streaky. It's not very pigmented. They don't blend well. Within a few hours, like, you can barely even tell you put eyeshadow on. I hate dissing drugstore products because I know that they're more affordable, but I don't know, the quality is just not there at all for me. Now, some high-end eyeshadows that let me down big time is, okay, this is the most notorious palette of 2017. It is the Subculture palette by Anastasia Beverly Hills. The colors in here are absolutely gorgeous. And if the formula would have been better for this palette, it would have been like the most beautiful palette for the fall. I have used it a few times and my looks have turned out okay. I definitely had to have patience and set aside a lot of time to do my eyeshadow because you have to be very meticulous when you come up with a look with this palette. Next is the Clorox Beauty 2 Brunch palette, and I feel like this was disappointing because it wasn't very pigmented and you couldn't really tell I was wearing much of anything. The only eyeshadow I use all the time is this gluten-free shimmery white shade. I think I will try these out again with that NYX white jumbo crayon to try and make the color stand out a little more. Two more palettes to touch on. This one might surprise you guys because I haven't really seen many negative reviews about it. It is the Tarteist Pro Amazon Clay palette. It's crazy that I didn't really enjoy this palette that much, but yet their cheap Dream Big palette made it to my favorites. I just feel like it probably, number one, I had hoped for so much with this palette and I was like so excited. This was like the thing I wanted the most for Christmas last year. And I just felt like, I think the big thing with this palette is I feel like a lot of the shadows just kind of blend together and they look dull and you can't even tell which shadow is which. They just blend together and it looks just kind of blah and they don't last long at all. I feel like the way my lids look is not the way I applied my eyeshadow a few hours ago, if that makes sense. Whew, I need some water. My voice is going. Okay, so the last palette that was disappointing to me was a Too Faced Natural Love palette. And usually I don't have any complaints on Too Faced, so I was really shocked to find myself not really enjoying this palette. The packaging is beautiful. I love that Japanese theme. It's gorgeous. And the shades even look more gorgeous. However, the formula of these shadows, there is so much fallout. Like, if I'd already done my foundation, I would do some type of eyeshadow look. After all the fallout, it looks like I had like applied like 10 layers of highlighter on my cheekbones because there's so much sparkles and glitter that fall out of these shadows. Not too many lip products I was disappointed in this year, but besides these Tarte products. These obviously are both sample size. I'm glad I didn't actually go out and buy the full size product because these were probably like my least favorite lip products I've tried. The Tarteist Glossy Lip Paint goes on very streaky, and the Tarteist Lip Paint Matte goes on very dry and my lips peel and I hate these products. Lastly, a very big disappointment as well is the Winky Lux lip gloss with like the flower in it. These were really hyped up at the beginning of 2017 because of the flower inside the lip balm, and they do look really pretty. The reason this lip balm did not work out is because I was wondering why for like a few weeks I always had this metal taste in my mouth. Like, I'm like, oh my gosh, is there something wrong with me? Well, it turns out I went to put this on one day and I was like drunk, not really, but seriously, I I hit my tooth with this, and I went to lick off the product off my tooth, and I tasted that horrible metal taste. So I realized it was this lip balm that was making me have that metal taste in my mouth, and so obviously I've stopped using it since then, and I'm gonna throw this away. Okay guys, we've reached the end of our 2017 product reviews. Let me know if there's some things that you've tried that you absolutely love as well, or if I was wrong on some of the products that I rated so low, because I definitely could be. We all have different opinions. Let me know if you've used any of these products. Until then guys, I will talk to you in my next video. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you next time. Bye.